The Art of Life, Episode 1. It's working. Oh yeah, sniffing. That's what everyone wants. Hello. My name is Jenny, and my name is Jennifer. And today, we are going to have an interview that will help explain the art of life.
What is the art of life, and how did it come to be?
Well, let's rewind that, shall we? So, Jennifer, what is the Art of Life offering, and how did it come to be? Really excellent and important first question. Wow. So, the Art of Life is an approach to life that puts us in the role of creator of our existence. It's an interior divinity, not an external force. I've noticed over this lifetime that methods I utilize to get into the flow to design and make art, I also use successfully to elicit physical health, to manufacture beautiful conversations, to sculpt healthy relationships, and design epic adventures. Making art takes practice, and all of art, including life, takes, I believe, a combination of these practices. So today, I'm talking about the Art of Life as an offering, a podcast specifically, and it will dive into the methods and protocols and techniques that put us into this creator position and able of effectively and joyously designing our ideal and amazing reality. So, Jennifer, you're saying the Art of Life is many things, not just this one podcast, but it's all-encompassing in many things. Yes, that's true, Jen. It's a tagline on my website. It's hopefully going to be a book one day. Essentially, it's a creative way of living that embodies 100% responsibility for how life looks and feels. It's what I call my creative coaching, and now it's what I've named this channel here on YouTube. It's an offering of the multitude of ways that we can take mastery of our body, mind, and spirit and effectively be the captain of our reality. Our communications, our relationships, our health, and how we creatively adventure and problem solve. It's not just that we're being so controlling that we have some sort of control over a contrived design life. It's flowing through life with the tools and capabilities to navigate all the challenges and to better handle difficult conversations, as well as really place effective modalities in our systems so that as we navigate, there's an absolute flow to it. And that, I think, takes practice, and it is an art form, and when you combine it all, it is the art of life, and that's what I want to convey in this podcast. So what would a typical podcast be like, Jennifer? What are some of the things we want to expect? That's a great question, and I would love people to understand that I also am going to be finding out what typical means for this podcast. I do know that each podcast will be a lesson or discussion based around a topic that is of great importance to this greater life. It will be something that will be a mindset, a practice, a technique, or an action that will lead to greater health and clarity. All of them will be root affecting meaning. None of them will be coping mechanisms. They will act in our deepest levels, or are getting us access to healing on the deepest levels. All of them might not be techniques that are acting on these root and base levels, but it's always getting there, always getting to the root issues and healing in root ways, and helping us be effective from these very core belief systems and ways of thinking. There's going to be some science. Definitely there's going to be some woo, because everything that's not science is woo-woo, and half of science is too. There's going to be anecdotal reporting. I like learning through other people's stories. It's not that we'll have the same exact story, but we do have shared human ways of relating. And so through anecdotal personal stories, which will require vulnerability, and also friends and also mentors and people that I've learned from, those are often good ways to teach. I'll also get to interviewing people. I have a lot of absolutely brilliant friends, and I'm getting to know more and more, and really excited about bringing people on the podcast so that we can dive deeper into issues and ask better questions. I think I intend to have a balance then of this kind of sci-woo approach to any discussion. I see the viewers as co-creators, and y'all are going to help me and guide me in the things that need to come next and what's important to you and what really triggered a desire to dive deeper, or what you'd like to work on, or your stuck issues and your inspirations. So these are all things that I've tried and tested, and some of them are going to align, some of them aren't going to align, and everyone is going to evolve because of it. So this podcast won't be about art, even though you're an artist. No, not per se. I could teach techniques about painting or sculpting, or how to interact with clients and the nuances of specific artistic styles. And many people are doing an amazing job of this already. What I'll offer on this channel is fractal, in that it can be applied to getting into flow and succeeding with a painting, to have a clear conversation, to prepare to be in flow for a conference, to have flow in your day, to have flow in a building's environment, and to overall have flow in life and have good techniques for life. So themes and methods have a micro and a macro application. They're applicable to individual situations and overall systems. So I will definitely be using artistic terminology, yet it won't be applicable just to art. It'll be so much more. So let me get this straight. You're saying that even people who aren't artists can have a creative life? Is that what I'm hearing? I'm saying we are all artists and we are all creators. I have many conversations helping illuminate this to people I creatively coach. Society has this idea in general that painters and musicians are artists. And these are two of the forms of art that we're intrinsically creative, and that nothing else is. These are the tangible things that people think are creative, and therefore the people that do that are artists. And I like to challenge that, sometimes strongly, sometimes softly, and ask people to step into their divine role and be the driving architect of our calendars, how we design our day. We can sculpt our minds, how we filter information and are discerning with our communication. And we can manifest wonderful experiences with our curiosity and creativity. Some of us are created with numbers, some of us with words, some of us with how to train our dog or how we interact with our kids. Some of us with how we surf, some of us with how efficient we are at work, and some of us with our attention to detail. Some of us are very creative with storytelling, and some of us with marketing and on. These are all creative acts. We are all creative beings. So this will be one of the main functions of the podcast, is to give people tools and give them a greater understanding of the divinity in themselves. This is hugely important, I think, to my life's work, working one-on-one with clients. And this I see as being able to approach the greater collective. We are all co-creators, right? And we all bring our art and we all bring our special talents. We're all going to be uplifted. And so the first step is realizing all of this. Okay, I think I understand that. So how did you get the idea that this should be a podcast in the beginning? Like everything else, I think this is a progression. Over the years, I noticed that what I was doing, either dreamed up or specifically learned from others, to get in alignment in order to create beautiful art for people, to be my best self for people, that it was having a great effect on the rest of my life. So eventually I started applying these things that I was happening upon by chance or luck, and we know it's not really luck. Things are coming into our field because we're asking for them. So I started applying them on purpose and kept catching on to other methods and things that would increase all of this effectiveness. So some of these things are out of necessity, for sure. Sometimes there's traumas we don't think that we chose, and these traumas ask to be healed. Sometimes in order to move forward in life or to barely hang on, we have to figure out ways to heal the traumas that happen. Life happens. So some of these things I ran across because I was curious, very curious. I love self-healing. I love deeper work. I love new concepts. I love methods and nutrition and all of this. So some of it is out of a normal curiosity, and some of it because I saw it was effective in someone else's life. So once again, I felt something in common, or I was inspired by someone else. I grew up with my dad as my hugest inspiration, so for that I'm obviously extremely lucky and eternally grateful. Grateful. And then also looking to this array of other human potential that comes across. Before we had logarithms on our devices, there's still an algorithm out there. You become curious about something or you have a question, and then you'll start getting answers either through synchronicity, or now our phones listen to us and bring us all kinds of great stuff. So hopefully it'll bring me to you. Over the years, I would start to get questions. So trying to share with people what's working for me when they're curious or they notice some sort of effective quality, it applies to everything, right? So what happens emotionally is going to happen to me physically. So I started to notice that. And then over time, when people were asking more and more similar questions, I started working with people one-on-one, which is incredible. It's so gratifying. So it's amazing to work on an art project with someone and create something for their space. It's amazing to help and work with people one-on-one to find that creativity in their life and find that flow. And then I think this is definitely the natural progression. Like, how can we all have this greater and share in a really organized fashion these methods, and then have experts come in and have all of us weigh in and comment and really come into alignment quicker and easier and more efficiently. So this can reach a worldwide audience, and it's helping me organize my thoughts into lessons. It's going to broaden my healing, and I will learn so much. Okay. Wow, that's a logical progression. And so I'm hearing that natural arc was very flowing, and also that you think you're going to learn a great deal too. Oh my God, absolutely. We are all creators, and we're all teachers, and we're all students. Those I expect to teach the most in my life have ended up being my greatest teachers. The professors of my life. The greatest would be my children. I obviously want to do my best with them, and from the very beginning put so much energy and love into that, and have received so much more than I've ever given. Yeah, the wisdom I've gained through them has shown me that we are all, even if we think we know the most, and I admit I know almost nothing, we have so much to learn and so much space to evolve. I know I'll gain much more from this offering than I even expect. We'll all have more communication, more interactions, more wisdom, and more curiosity. We will have more exposure to each other's art forms and life experiences, more healing, happiness, and expansion, for sure. I'm looking forward to the networking. I'm looking forward to the organization. I'm looking forward to what the universe will bring in terms of synchronicity and how all of this will evolve. So there's a lot of podcasts out there. What makes this one special, and why would a viewer listen to you, Jennifer? Wow, this is one of the reasons I've put it off for so long. I've put it off because of timing. I've put it off because I, on some layers, had worthiness issues, some sort of like imposter syndrome. I've put it off because I think, oh, everyone already has this available to them. Everyone has Andrew Huberman, and everyone has all these wonderful people who have collected data and really care and are encapsulating it really beautifully. So why would someone listen to me? And I've had to attend to all these things. One of the nice things I think about this platform and social media in general is that we all have choice in it. So I don't feel I'm pushing myself on anyone. People are going to listen to me, I think, because they're drawn to something I'm saying. So they're going to listen to me because I've been here for a while in this life. So I do have a lot of experiences that are amazing and a lot of experiences that are difficult. And so I think through my vulnerability, we'll be able to relate. We haven't gone through the same things, but we've gone through things. And so I think that's going to help people. That's going to be an opening. That's going to be a blossoming experience. I'm pretty compassionate, yet I'm also a hard ass, like with myself. And I think that's how I am with others too. So I am extremely compassionate to all my inner child and all the parts of me. And I'm also not going to let myself come up with a bunch of excuses. So I think people also, it's been the feedback, like that balance, that great compassionate nature of which I am continuing to improve on, and also this tell it like it is authenticity. Knowing when to push and when to hold is always, of course, the magic. The authenticity, I think, people will see and connect back with on. I would love people's authenticity and feedback. And when I ask the universe, what is my purpose? In different journeys and different things, I've wanted to solidify that again. What is my purpose here on earth? And I always feel I'm here to inspire. So that was always through the visual arts, and it still is. It's also through existing in the most beautiful way possible. And so I think also I'll be inspirational in a variety of different ways. And so I think that's how some of the reasons that people will gravitate towards this. And there's something for everyone, right? If it's not me, I'm just excited that people are ready to learn and ready to do the work. All right, I'm picking up what you're putting down there, Jen. What do you think are going to be some of your roadblocks here? What is going to happen from here? We have this introduction and you've thought a lot about it. What are you going to come up against? I think, like everything else, I don't want to know, to be honest. I'd rather just do my envisioning, which is a very important part of this, be in the energy of what can come through me and be offered to everyone in an efficient, beautiful, palatable manner. I have no doubt that I will experience frustration, which usually means I'm doing something new. And so I'm okay with that. But this is going to be a long learning curve of frustration. So I am expecting that. And I am also sure that I'll bump up against monetary constraints and naysayers and self-doubt and other things, and I will greet those things and get a good night's sleep and wake up, do my rituals, and get back at it. This is something I'm doing for myself and the greater good, and so the hardships that come up and the longevity of this, because there is no goal. There will be things along the way and there will be evolution, but there is no goal. This is all about the journey. And early in life, I didn't get that. I was just very goal oriented. I had to see the fruit of my labor. And now I understand the whole thing is just a journey. So it's going to be enjoying this journey wherever I am. And so that's my pledge to myself, is to remember that I said that. All right, thanks for explaining all that. I am really excited. I'll be cheering you on. I'm your greatest fan. I wish you the best. And yeah, let's come back and interview in like 20 episodes and see how it's going. Oh my God, that would be great. Yes, I know a lot of this will be on my own, but I never feel alone, and I'm glad you're here. And I'm going to need the support and also a decent sense of humor for this. So thanks everyone for watching. That's a little introduction to Jennifer Espenscheid's channel, and this particular flow of it is called The Art of Life, and it's going to be methods, techniques, interviews, offerings, all on how to design a more glorious reality. Thank you.